Coach Sean again, and welcome back for day 5 of 7 days to skinny jeans. So what I want to talk with you after going over yesterday, how to be successful when dining out with friends or family, and how to pick yourself back up if you do fall off the wagon, as well as adjusting your plan if needed. What we want to do now is see how we manage our thinking, because as much as there is a practical plan, all the thoughts, the self-talk, positive, usually negative, we need to manage that. Because if we don't own that, if we're not honest with ourselves, we're going to make justifications, excuses, talk ourselves out of doing the things we need to do because they're uncomfortable and not easy, like working out or eating right when we don't want to. So first thing I want to talk to you about is just positive self-talk. Now, this isn't going to change overnight, and this takes work, and the work is never done, right? Because we're typically in more of a negative environment, be it through the media, friends, families, community. Most people around us are going to be in a negative down state. Most people are just negative, period, right? So when we let our mind just drift in that direction, we're going to become negative, down, you name it, right? And that leads to failure, results, frustration, or lack of results and frustration, which I'm sure you and I both don't want for yourself, okay? So first and foremost, just become aware of your self-talk. When you are feeling like you don't have enough time to work out, or you feel like there's not enough time to cook something healthy, just pay attention to what you're saying to yourself, the phrases you're telling yourself, the justifications you're making, excuses you're making, if you are making some, because you probably are. I know I do. I just have to become aware of it. Now, the first step is awareness, and then we can start to take action and make changes, okay? Nothing trumps action, right? So action cures all, someone told me once, and I fully believe in that. If you want to lose weight, the best thing you can do is to get up off your butt and go to the gym, and or go buy some healthy food that you can prep and change your path, right? So positive self-talk starts there. I tend to give this to myself in my me time that I have every day. I talk myself into things. Or when I'm talking, let's say I'm really busy and I'm super stressed. I run a business, right? So shit happens, things come up. So believe it or not, I can actually talk myself out of the gym pretty easily. But leading into it, like for example, I tend to put my cardio off. And I may have shared this with you already. And until probably a couple months ago, I used to always just say I'll do it later. I'll come back and do it later. I never did it. So I had to really just force and drill myself through here to go from my weight training to my cardio to getting the heck out of there on time. And that started with planning in advance, having all my stuff ready, allocating a little bit of extra time, the buffer time. Those little practical steps paired with the mindset and thinking make all the difference. So make sure that you're becoming aware of what you're saying to yourself, typically around times when you're doing things you don't want to do very much. And your environment is your next thing. If you're surrounded by 9 unhealthy people, they say you're going to be the 10th. If you're around 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th. If you do not put yourself in an environment where you can thrive and succeed, you are left to your own, which means the odds are stacked against you, period. Let's take sports, for example. You don't see a high school player competing with professional level athletes, even if he has the potential to be there someday, because really he's just not on that level yet. There's a lot of growth and development that needs to get there. Okay, so you need to be surrounded by people on a similar path and journey with goals that they can share with you, along with frustrations and challenges so you can relate to them. Having a coach, which you'll have with me, for example, is important. And that's huge to your success, is that with a direct accountability and leadership. But more importantly, when you're surrounded by people just like you, with the same challenges, frustrations, and past failures, watching them succeed is going to lift you up to succeed yourself. And if we go back to, I think it was day number 3 or day number 2, where I shared, when you create an accountability buddy within your own network and community, it pulls you up as a leader. So use that to your advantage. Change your environment. What needs to change in your life? What environments do you need to remove yourself from that aren't serving you, that are unhealthy, processed foods, alcohol, whatever, it's just negative, toxic environments. Last but not least, we cannot associate success and failure as one thing. For example, I dictate, in my mind, I associate success with health, fitness, weight loss, whatever my goal is in that component of my life, with showing up to the gym, and when I do my cardio, and when I do my strength training, and when I prep my food, and when I choose something healthier more often than something unhealthy, and when I get good sleep, versus when I go to the gym, I am successful. Because if I don't go to the gym, I'm a failure. And if I feel like a failure, where does my mindset typically go? Downward, right? So if we set ourselves up for success by having multiple ways we can be successful, that's going to create more momentum for us. On the other hand, if we have very one-dimensional ways of success, where it's I am successful with weight loss when I, how do I say this? When I prep my food perfectly and when I work out exactly for 30 minutes. If we put it into a one-dimensional box like that, it doesn't leave much room for success opportunity. So do yourself a massive favor and have a broad definition of what makes you successful so you can feel successful. That's huge. So I hope that sets you up for this coming day that you're going to thrive through. I know you will. Make sure to post in the group things that you notice around your awareness with your self-talk. Also, your environment. What do you need to change? What in your life needs to change? Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's a family member that needs to go. Just because someone's been there doesn't mean they need to be there, right? So don't be afraid to make that change. That's usually the thing that's blocking us, is the thing that we hold on to the most, okay? And also, what's your definition of success and failure? Do you have to achieve 7 things to feel successful? Or can one of those things make you feel like a success pushing you forward, not like a failure? In the next day, I'm going to share with you how to create instant motivation whenever you need it the most, because we're going to have high days and low days. So make sure to look for that video coming to you, and I'll be looking for your posts in our group.